Yeah, man, yes, gotta say, 7 days a week, good vibes only. On YouTube, for the good vibes story.
Hey guys, welcome back. We are on episode 5. We made it to 5 full episodes. We're thankful and we're very appreciative for all the love that we've been getting, and we're just growing. And all 89 people that subscribe, we really appreciate it. Everyone that has been tuning in, watching, and leaving comments, we really appreciate you.
Definitely. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode. You remember when I started? I wanted to do rather than an episode, I wanted to do Law 1, Law 2.
Yeah, which in the future we're gonna talk about some of the books that we're reading.
Right.
We're currently on 48
Laws of Power.
Yeah, 48 Laws of Power. It's very interesting.
Not to manipulate people like the others.
Yeah, it's just for knowledge. I think, some of them make sense, and some of them we can relate to like real life situations that's going on with us. And then others is like interesting. I don't know how this one would fit into real life. So we'll definitely do like a review or just talk about it a little bit in the future. The different books that we're reading.
Right. But you got most people right now that it's what he's talking about is actually happening right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so
well, excuse me.
Yeah. We're in Philly. Alright, so today's topic is, are you a good youth? Jamaican style. Yeah, a good youth?
Yeah.
So to all the young gentlemen, the young ladies, the young bull, this one, I wouldn't say I dedicated to you because you have a lot of people who pass your age and still hasn't figured it out yet.
Oh yeah, this is not to come at young people at all. It's kind of like things that we wish we would have known or had somebody talk to us about. Because sometimes it only takes one person to change someone's life trajectory. So hopefully, this will be a good discussion.
What's the age you think we're talking about when we say these young bulls? Like, what age can we say, okay, this is from 13 to
preteen to about 21?
21?
I
want to bring it up to 25.
25, okay. Yeah.
I'm older than 25, so...
Stop dating us.
We're not dating us. Babe, what you think? They're actually going to be amazed when they hear our age.
Yeah. Tell us how old and family and friends that know how old. Leave these for the new people. Just have them guess and tell us how old we are. Not... Yeah.
All right. So, like I said again, it's like, are you a good child? So... this is the thing, what I see, what happening, right? First of all, who do we consider a good youth, or who can we say is? I
remember when we were coming up with this topic, right? And I was like, "Ooh, it's kind of tricky because everybody tell a lie,
right?
Everybody do something that they was not proud of,
Probably break one of the commandments or something.
Yeah, or something. So, what can we classify as good? So when we say good relatively, like what we consider or what we think of good. I don't know if I have a solid answer. What do you think?
Well, for me, like I said, everyone make mistake.
Of course.
So I won't declassify a young bull as not a good youth because he once did this. So when I say the good youth, I'm talking about the one that actually want good. And actually do good.
Okay.
All right.
And make an effort.
They practice what they preach, So like for now, for me, if they're not robbing and stealing and killing people, they're still a good youth for me because they can make a change and come out to something to be a good youth.
Yeah.
So that's for me for good youth.
I agree 100%. I believe your mistakes.
Yeah.
You're not your mistakes. That's what I want to say. Because when we were younger and doing some things and sometimes you don't know or you're just a fellow friend.
Yeah, company.
Yeah, like the people that you are around. So if you don't surround yourself with good people, sometimes you end up in some situations that could have been avoided. You know what I
Right.
mean? So yeah, we don't cast people out after they make mistakes. Our mistakes teach us things,
Right.
and it's what you do after the mistake that counts.
Gonna make you a better person.
Yeah,
for
because
sure,
you
for
rectify it and you won't do it again.
Right.
Now, if you're doing it over and over again, knowing the outcome of it, then you know that changes.
Sure. All right.
So
In this, we've seen a lot of programs, and for governments and these people, I'm not. Listen, you can say that I'm against those people, government, society people. Just so you know, yeah, I don't care if one wants to come on this platform and try to level it out. That's cool with me. But
we can have a conversation.
We can have a conversation. You know, I'm just not gonna sit here and then just have them, you know, talk over you and they tell you all of this and they trick people. So the reason why, right? All these systems they have something for the bad kids. They already made a plan for the bad kids. So look, they got prison, they got juvenile center, right? And if they're in a community and they see a lot of kids getting bad, you know what they do? Dump more cops in that.
And
that
more
thing.
punitive measures. It's not preventative.
Yeah.
And I think that's what you're getting to. Like, there's not enough programs that intervenes when it's necessary to veer them off that road, you know?
There's something to collect them. You know what I'm saying?
After they've made the
mistake.
Yeah.
So a juvenile, right? Make one mistake with his friends. Next thing you know, he's getting picked up. Right? So boom, they picked him up. Remember, this kid never had an option to know, okay, there's also a good program. You don't have to do bad. Because a lot of times when these kids go into bad company or bad stuff, there's nothing good for them to do. And I know it's Jamaican parents. Free time, yeah.
Free time.
That's one thing we always get a ass whooping for in Jamaica. It's like, yo, when you think that you have free time, you know?
Yeah.
And
what you could be doing with that free time.
For Jamaican parents, it is once you have free time, it's to go read a book.
Yeah.
It's like, go take your book. That's one thing I know for sure. If you have free time in Jamaica, they'd be like, go get a book.
You know?
Because they know that's what it's going to lead to.
Yeah.
And
you know what's interesting? When I was in college, there was this study done over here. Well, not in the US. And it says the most dangerous time for students is between 3 and 6. 3 and 6. Right. So what I was studying at the time was because my best friend and I wanted to do come up with a mock program, after school program, right? Right. Because we were looking for research to put in the grant to be like, this is why after schools are important, because the most dangerous time for students is the time after school. Okay. Until the time that they get home or their parents get home. So that was one of the major points that we pointed out to say, during that time here, a lot of stuff happened. Right. A lot of stuff because it's on. No adults most time is there to watch them because parents got to go to work, and that's the honest reality. Right. And they got to watch themselves. You go home, you're supposed to go do your homework and stuff, maybe find something to eat, but if there's nobody to watch you, nobody monitoring what you're doing for that big chunk of time, anything can happen.
Ages 3 to 6. That's deep. That is deep because
from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. and the
age, the time.
Yeah, the time.
Oh, the time.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought it was the age. So you're saying for a schooler, the most dangerous time for them is from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m., which is after school.
Yeah, and that's when most parents typically get home from work.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So.
And that's when most of the fight breaks out.
Oh yeah. Growing
up.
On the way home from school.
Right.
Yeah. It's real.
So like I said before, there's no infrastructure for the good kid because like I said, well, they're not there anymore. I'm not seeing that anymore.
Or they're not enough.
They're not enough.
Yeah.
Because like I said, there's so much stuff there for the bad kid. You know, even I don't want to touch on who gives them the tool and whatever, but I'm saying
that TV show where they take them to prison scared beyond straight.
I don't know
or something.
Which one it is. But like I said, I don't see it to say, I don't see it enough.
Yeah.
You know, I don't see a program getting be like, hey, because check it out, right? And even though it's robbery, it's like sometimes it's a good robbery. And let me explain why I say that. If there was a program, right, put out, these governments have stuff to build, houses, they got stuff, and they'd be like, oh, it's gonna cost $300 million if we use experienced workers, and you know, like to pay a guy like me or stuff, and they'd be like, okay, it's 300 million, but what if you take these young kids out to school and have them learn while they're doing it? It's gonna cost 150, but it's still getting wired properly because they're gonna have someone that's overseeing them, and it's still gonna get correctly done. So if they're trying to build infrastructures for the poor, right, they can cut that budget in half and use the young kids. And the young kids now, because again, we don't get experience.
No, because jobs want you to have 7 years experience.
It's like, where you gonna get that from after?
When 7 years you're still in school, you know what I'm saying? You spend 10, 12 years in school, and where would I have gotten that experience if you don't count what I've done in high school or count what I've done in internships?
There's
like,
nothing
it's so
for
ridiculous.
So that's why I said, like, that's another thing. Like, it makes you wonder. It's like when you're trying to do good, it's so much obstacles in there.
Yeah,
that's one thing I know. But one thing I have to tell the young bulls, right? Young boy, young girl, don't look at that as a hurdle. That's the best thing I can say to you, because once you're onto something good, that's definitely when you see the hurdles coming in. The hurdles are gonna come in, and you're gonna wonder, damn, like, what is this? It's like you're trying to push a water back uphill.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It looks impossible. You know what I'm saying? But you just have to go through it and make sure that you do it to make sure you come out to something good. Because it's like an entrapment for the good.
Oh yeah,
like when you're trying to do good, it's so much stuff just to stop you
and to pull you in the wrong direction. And let me tell you, it takes support and confidence within yourself and knowing what you want. I think we are where we are now because of support, and also we know what we want. We see it, plan it, and we go achieve it. Right. It's not easy because we had to, as you said, hurdles. They came up. Like, things could have went south so many times. Yeah. But it's for us to get up and be like, you know what? I really want to achieve this degree. I really want to open my own business. I have the skill. Let me learn from the people in my around. Be like, I know I have to go take a job where I'm not really too like, you know. But that I can build, give me the money for buy the tools, then for do the something else what I want to do.
Right.
So it's hard, but it's very worthwhile and satisfying when you cross off them things that are failing.
And you know what, and let me say, before you young guys say, oh, I've asked this uncle, I've asked this aunt, and no one helps me.
It's not gonna be a family member all the time.
It's not gonna be a family member all the time, because you could just show someone that you really care, and a stranger. For me, I've took my tool, give young guys before, just to learn the trade, and once they make it, they can return back that tool if they want, and it's there to help someone. I've passed tools. I've keep tools in my bag. I have extra dikes. I have extra screwdrivers. I have extra drills. When someone new come onto the job, I'd be like, hey, hold these. And once they're up to grade and they think they can, you know, move on and they buy the good stuff, hey, hand it back over, you know. Not everyone hand it back over, but hey, hand it back over, because then it's gonna stay there for someone else.
Yeah, and you know what it is because you had to purchase all of that. Yeah,
I think that's my struggle, because every young guy that comes in the company, I'm always giving them a 10th chance, 20th chance. I'm always giving them a lot of chance, because I'll be like, yo, not everyone's gonna get it on the first go.
You hit a very good point.
Right.
We see the potential in people that they don't see for themselves. And can I tell you, it's one of the most frustrating things when you can see the potential in a person, but they just have all these mental blocks and just create so many barriers for themselves by not believing in themselves and going for it. Because you see it and be like, I know you can do this, you know. I know you can do it. But what can I do? I'm giving you the advice. I give you the tools. But you're not doing nothing with it.
Hey, listen, some people, if they should charge for advice, I'm telling you.
The amount of advice will fall upon deaf ears.
No one pays attention to, bro. Like, growing up here in America, I didn't really have anyone here to look up to. Because when I came here, it was just me and a younger brother and my mom. So my dad was in Jamaica, where I reached out to my uncle who taught me electrical. And I reach out to them and have a conversation and just trying to, man up. But they're not here physically to be like, hey, you're going in the wrong direction. So every mistake that I've made, I'll learn it, make the correction so I can show someone like, don't make that mistake, And
you know what? And sometimes it may come off like to the people around us, like, we're not talking down to you.
Yeah.
It's just that we wouldn't want you to go through the struggles that we know that we've already crossed that hurdle, right? Or jump over the hurdle and we know that so this would go, and we want to prevent that. But sometimes let's say you have to make people run up in a wall for them to realize, what's happening.
And this topic is very touching for me, because for me, I believe in I'm always for the younger generation. That's with me. Even in my boss's company, I looked at him one time. I said, "Yo, can you stop hire these old guys and that don't want nothing? Like, can you hire some young guys?"
And we're not against old people, but we're just saying that
just ones that older than me. Once they're older than me, they're old guys. Because guess what? They made a mistake in the young time, and they're still making mistake at 40, 50. And then if they're still here looking for a chance, where are the chances for the younger kids? And you know what's happening too? All right, there's the age for resignation here, right? When you should stop and go on your pension. A lot of people still working,
but look at the jobs that they're working. They don't have enough money saved for retirement, so they can't retire.
That's cool, but this is what I'm saying though. If that's it, why don't they get a younger generation in training? Because if they don't leave, where the younger generation gonna go?
But you see another piece where you bring up to the organizations in which we're getting these jobs from need to do better and pay people better and invest in their workers.
I think it's a government thing, because if my mom, right, should work from she's like 18, right?
Yeah.
18 up to 65. It doesn't matter if she work in 17 countries. 18 up to 65, right? If she said that, okay, this is it, this is the age of retirement, why is the program gonna say, oh, you did not pay enough tax, you did not do this? Why? So you're just thinking out of how much is 18 from 65? Like, what are we talking? 40 something years or something?
I don't know.
39 something?
Yeah.
If someone works over 40 years of just working, paying tax, right? You're gonna say that's not enough?
After they pay taxes on everything else.
Everything.
The government is not for the people. Let me say that again. The government is not for the people.
People be like, vote for me, I'm for you. Like, okay, so I make $500, right? And then you tax it. You take your 30% out of it, right? And then after you take your 30% tax out of it, I come to the streets and I have to pay tax on what I'm buying again. Everything. I have to pay tax on the gas for my car. I buy a new car, I have to pay tax on it. Clothing, food, right?
Right now, then probably tax the oxygen. Because then tax water. What else am I going to tax?
Free water. Like Peanut Dread said, why am I paying for water? Huh?
If it was a natural resources, like that's a legit question.
Land too.
But like, who tell you say you was in charge to charge me water when God put water upon the earth? Like, how that go?
Land
and how did the government own all the land in the country? How is that?
And you gotta pay them tax for it. to live on it. You know what's crazy? I buy my own car. Totally understand with the registration for it to say I'm the owner for it. Cool. You guys rip that off, even though it's something that I disagree with, because I should not have to tell you that it's mine. If you see me in it, right, and it's not report stolen, it's mine. I know. You're gonna say, well, what if someone stole it? But why am I insuring my car to drive on the street that my tax already paid to make? Like, so I gave you money to make this street, right? And then I have to insure my car to drive on the street.
And then you pay insurance, and if you don't have full coverage, they don't want to help you to fix your car if you got in an accident and it's not even your fault. But that's a whole nother
Thing for that with these people.
To go into like,
I'm just showing you what they're doing. Yeah, what they're doing. And then so let me say, so is there any program for these good kids?
So you're saying like, what if we were to create one, what it would look like?
What, yeah, or what should we ask
actually
for?
Yeah, I know some churches and stuff in certain neighborhood try and keep, look at stuff that, but I feel like after school a program, one, you could learn a skill, right? Resume and those stuff.
Yeah.
If you don't have nobody at home that knows to structure a resume, you can learn that in after school. So right. I want them to learn a skill, prep your resume. I want you to know about financing, how to balance your money, savings, taxes. I don't even know all the tax something got Jamaica. If
we should not get in tax, we don't
even get that tax refund
it's
out
extortion.
The year. So all of them something that life skills and what makes you a well-rounded person. Can do local sports, for enrichment, if you want to do dance. I feel like a program should foster the kids into better adults, right? So we're attacking the emotional aspect of it, the skills and everything that they would need to be successful after school and beyond.
Hey, it's crazy? And it started fade away. Like I said, we are millennials, right? That's what I believe in. This generation, millennials. Let me tell you something. And some of the system, you can tell that it's been fading away, or they tried it out and then they'd be like, nah, it's working. I think because when I was growing up, we had a lot of tournaments. You could have got into a cricket, football. It's not soccer.
Blasphemy. I know.
Yeah, we're Jamaican.
Myself.
Like,
football. Sorry.
What kind of soccer? It's called football.
Football.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they had all those programs. We had track and field. We had all these stuff. We know at one point Digicel team up with this one millionaire that's in the community and gave us a complex that we have, and it's just
computer
there right
center
now.
Homework help. It's such a huge thing.
We had
it's let me tell you, sometimes you meet people here, you get tutoring. So you didn't get something and the tutors are like really good, you can pick up on what you missed in school. So you're catching that piece. So if your parents have to work, they cannot feel guilty because you have somewhere to go to somebody to help you, because they have to be working 2-3 jobs just to survive. And you can't be, and it doesn't mean that the parents don't want to be involved. That's not it.
Right.
And I think for our community, especially in this country, when we have to work 2-3 jobs, uppity, what would I say? Where them of the Christ complex would come into these inner city schools and judge the parents and saying that, because they're not home at a certain time, they don't care. That's not it, sis or sir. You coming from a suburban neighborhood where you had both parents and everything, and they had jobs where they could come home after school. It's not like that for everybody. No, but everybody don't have that luxury. But I guarantee you, if they had the time, they would be behind their kids 100%.
Right.
And that's why they instill in them, I want you to be better than me.
Yeah.
I want you to go further than where I was. So.
All right. This is the thing too, babe. what I would like to see for these young kids, because I'm gonna touch on the topic why the good turn bad. So let me start from here, right? So you can have a better understanding. If they can reinstate more after school program, skillmanship
and
program,
weekend programs too. It needs to go to the weekend.
At least even to do sport on the weekend and have them do academic stuff during the week.
Academic,
academic.
Unless you have like a project that you have to work on, then you could spend that extra time.
And then doing the sport on the weekend would be like more fun. If they can reinstate stuff like that, like I said, if you got a young teenager doing the job that an adult should do, to be honest, I know it's not fair, but if you don't have to pay them what the adult would pay them, and like you have two of them working, nice. Just a stipend,
so they know.
Cut that money in half or whatever and pay them or whatever. Just don't make it look like robbery, because they still have to pay the same bus fare to get to the job. They still got to eat the same lunch just like an adult. Only thing they don't have is responsibility. So if you give them a stipend and you can use them, governments are always using people. Use them to do something good. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Make it be good for both ends. Like a young kid will be like, okay, I just worked. I just got $20,000. What can I
Jamaican do?
Jamaican money, yeah. For the Jamaicans, yeah. What can I do with this? And you know it's crazy here. Since the pandemic here, the crime rate here has been so crazy. Guess who's doing it?
The age range. And
guess who's doing it?
Yeah, it's
the
a
same
lot of
youth we're talking about, right? Because they don't have nothing to do. They have nothing to do. There's no program here for them. There's nothing.
And I feel like so many of them have slipped through the cracks with this virtual learning. If you didn't have laptops, if you don't have internet at home, or some people just don't have the attention span to sit there and look at a computer. Me, I tell you, so when I was finishing up grad school and it moved towards the pandemic, 3-hour class, and you're just like, oh my goodness, when is this gonna be over? Like, my attention span is just like, I'm checked out. I'm ready to log off and go to bed.
Yeah, it's tough to sit on. Even playing games, no one wants to sit on. Well, listen.
That's the difference.
You got a lot of guys that sit in front of computers and play a game all day. I know it's tough for the regular. You know what I'm saying? It's tough to just sit on a screen and just, you know, you're hungry, you can't move. You're tired, you can't move.
It's connected to fix this issue and to intervene. I feel like it takes a lot of step and initiative, right?
Yeah.
Parents have to do their part. Us as citizens need to demand this from the government to add money and invest in our youth. Not when things go bad or when they feel like they have to start, pulling in the rope or whatever.
Yeah.
And making sure that these people that we're electing is doing what they need to. I feel like we don't know when to be a collective. Everybody's so individualistic when it comes to certain things.
If you ask
and you know what gets on my nerves, right?